Thanks for coming on. Andy with you here on Friday, November the 19th, looking ahead to games in the National League and the National League North and South. Now, there's not that many games for us to get stuck into, but what there is good value, extremely good value. And it's one of those rare weeks where there's more value in the National League than there is in Scotland. And that's why it doesn't matter what type of football you like, if the Premiership's your favourite, don't bet on it. This is where the value is. I'm not saying we're going to win loads this weekend, but I think the coupon is favourable, and I, like to think we would. But and there's a couple of other bits and pieces to tell you, and there's a little table at the end of that. But let's get started. Eastleigh, Notts County, 25-22-53. Tempted to go to this tomorrow actually. Now, 0.22 in Notts County. I've got them in a shade odds on. 21-20. There's value there, and the rating's high. The sort of thing we like, and the sort of thing we're not really overly getting much in Scotland this week. Now, Eastleigh, they've beaten none of the top 9 clubs, home or away. Now, Notts County obviously fall into that category, and they're in the bottom 9 themselves, Eastleigh. Now, Notts County are 4 from 5 against the bottom 9. And they also won at Grimsby recently. That's really strong form, and I think if they play to their strengths, they'll win. They should be odds on. They're not. I think they'll win. Now, Solihull, Chesterfield, 38-22-40. Chesterfield, although they're rated to win, and along with Stockport, they're my bet to win the National League this season, so I'm delighted to see them at the top. However, this weekend, there's not only plenty of value in Solihull, we can make a strong case for Solihull, and at slightly better than 2-1, I think we have to take it. Now, 8 games at home Solihull have played. They've won 4, drawn 3, lost only once. Now, they beat second place Boreham Wood and 6th place Halifax here as well. So they're a strong team at home. I mean, Boreham Wood are probably the second or third best team in this division for my money at the moment. Now, as I say, Chesterfield, they're flying along at the top, but if you look into the away record and scratch deeper into that away record, you'll see that they've won none, drawn 2, and lost 1 against teams in the top half of the table on the road. So they've not won in any of those games against teams in the top half. They've drawn 2, and they've only lost 1, to be fair. But they've shipped 6 goals in those 3 games. So, on what I've just said there alone, that makes such a strong case for Solihull. On the ratings, there's not a lot between them. Chesterfield are rated to win. There's a 62% chance his bet's not going to come off. So please bear that in mind. I'm not saying it's a bank job or anything like that, but we're getting bigger than 2-1 about someone that should be 13-8, and we can make a real strong case for Solihull. Woking, Stockport, 24-24-52. Again, I think Stockport should be a shade of odds on. They're not. They're 6-5. Woking, I think they're terribly inconsistent. They've won 3 and lost 3 at home. So, and I mean, they've shipped in every game as well here, bar 1. So it's well odds on Stockport are going to find the net. And I think, Stockport's away form's decent, 1-4, drawn 1, lost 2. But I think, there's going to be a bit of a bounce now with Stockport with Dave Chandler in charge. And, I can see them grinding this one out, Stockport. And as I say, I think, they'll score, and whether Woking can break them down or not remains to be seen. But it's not without risk, Stockport, but, it's a 52% chance of winning, 0.29 in it. It's got to be backed. Boreham Wood and Bromley, they're both rated 60%, but they're no value at the prices. And I think they're shorter than 4-6 now, actually. There's been good money for them today. So, I'm just 60% plus rated, where there's no value, they'll go into that table. Let's have a look at the National League North. Again, good value here. And my 3 best bets of the weekend are actually in here. I can't find you my best bet in each of the other 3 leagues, but the best 3 solid bets are here. Darlington, Gloucester, I think this looks a good thing, doesn't it, really? I mean, they've won 3 of their last 4 at home. Darlington, Gloucester have lost 6 out of 7 games on the road and drawn the other 1. They've not won away from home. They've shipped 21 goals in those 7 games. Now, Darlington were good enough to score 2 away at Chester last week, and who are a real strong team at home, Chester. I can't see anything other here than a Darlington win. We're getting even money about a 4 to 6 shot. It's outstanding value. I promise you guys, you're never ever going to get anything like that in the Premier League, Champions League, and rubbish like that. This is where you find the value. Hereford Chester, again, 52, 24, 24. Should be odds on Hereford. They're 6 to 5. They've won the last 3 games, all told, including a 1-0 win over third place Chorley, which I think is highly impressive. They've kept a clean sheet in the last 3 games. Now, Chester, I think we were with them last week when they played Darlington, but the home form compared to the away form is polar opposite. Away from home, they've played 6, lost 4 of them, and drawn the other 2. They've shipped 13 goals in those 6 games. So they are a completely different team at home, and I think Hereford, look a strong bet, particularly the amount of value that's in the price. Leamington Southport, again, we're dealing with a team here in Southport who are a completely different team at home, but we'll come to that in a minute. 54, 22, 24. Leamington should be odds on their evens. They've won 5 out of the 6 home games. They're 6th in the table. They've won the last 4 at home, scoring 9. It's a strong case. Southport have lost the last 4 away. They've won the last 3 games, Southport, to be fair to them, but it's been at home. They had a run of away and run of home games. So, I'm not saying this is a good thing, and it's not without risks, because, Southport could transfer that home form, to this game tomorrow. But, we can't bet on might be's. And as I say, I think that Leamington's home form is strong. And again, at 54% with 0.17, we got to back it. York Kettering, 62, 21, 17. Again, York should be 8 to 13. They're 3 to 4. There's not a great deal in it, but it's nowhere near as good as a Darlington bet in terms of value. But it is a highly rated bet. They've won 4, lost 1 in 5 games at home. To teams below them, York, and they've scored 12 in those games. So, Kettering have won 2 and lost 2, which looks okay. Like they've got a 50% win ratio away, but both wins were against teams in the bottom 4. I think it was Blythe and somebody else. But the away form, although they've won 2, they were against teams in the bottom 4. This is a massive step up in class against York, and I think York should win this easily. National League South. This is a game that I've been talking about, the value. Look, let's put it right straight away. Maidstone are 43%. They got the highest rating here out of the 2 teams. 22% draw and 35% Chippenham. So, if just on those figures, Maidstone are 8% chance more likely to win this game. 7 to 10 is an absolutely ridiculous price. It should be 13 to 10, and Chippenham, we're getting almost 4 to 1, about a 15 to 8 shot, and I'll tell you why. Now, Maidstone at home, they've won 2, drawn 1, lost 3. Now, both home wins for Maidstone were against bottom club Billericay and 16th place Hemel Hempstead. Okay, so they've beaten a 16th place team and a bottom club. They've lost the last 3 at home without scoring. And they've lost 4 of the last 6 home and away. So I can't make a strong case for Maidstone. Now, if we look at Chippenham, they've played 7 games on the road. They've won 2 and drawn 5. They've not lost a game away from home. So, I'm not saying that, they're good things. 5 of those 7 matches for Chippenham have been against teams in the top half of the table. It's not like they've just been playing teams in the bottom. They failed to score only once in those 7 games. And as I say, 5 of those 7 have been against teams in the top half. They've won 2, drawn 5. Maidstone are badly out of form. I'm not saying Chippenham are good things or anything like that, but we're dealing with a team here that should be around 15-8, and we're getting almost 4-1. There's 1.88 point value in it. Okay, I'm not saying it's going to win because there's a 65% chance it's not going to win, but we are being paid so much for this bet. It's a bet we have to have. Ebbsfleet Welling, 65%. Again, it's an over 60, but no value. 3's on. I think looks an absolute certainty, doesn't it? So let's just have a quick look. That was last week. And like, if you see what I mean, we had, what do we have? We had 4 from 10, which is poor, 40%. And we lost 1.2. Now let's say, I don't know, the shortest price, Grimsby would have won that. That would have put us 0.9 in profit, and that's why when you're playing with a value on your side in the long run, you can't not make money, because on another week 6 of those 10 would have won, and this would have been 2.5 or something. Now, when you play with prices like this, you need them all to win. It only needed one of these 3 teams to have lost, and we wouldn't have made any money. You know, Kidderminster was the biggest return at 0.57. Had they not won, you take 0.57 from that. That was 0.73. Less the point that we've lost on Kidderminster, we'd have been 0.27 down. And that is if 2 out of the 3 had won. You know, even if the biggest 2 prices would have won, Torquay and Kidderminster, that would have given us a profit of 0.97. Less the point we've lost on Chesterfield would be 0.03 down. So that's why when you're backing at prices like this, they've all got to win, which is why I try to say to people, you must stay away from this Premiership football, because no matter how much of a good thing you think it is, when you're backing at those sort of prices, every one of them has to win. I mean, I expect all of these 3 to win this weekend. Will they? I don't know, but they're bad value, so I'm not interested. But these are the teams I'm backing. Notts County, Solihull, Stockport, Darlington, Hereford, Leamington, York and Chippenham. If I had to give you a best bet from each league, I would say, you know, Notts County, probably York or Darlington, and obviously Chippenham, because that's the only bet in the National League South. That's why I haven't picked a best team from each division, because I've only got one team actually running in the National League South, and look what price it is. It's not something that's going to win all the time, is it? But my strongest bets in National League football this week for sure would be Darlington, Hereford and York. It doesn't mean to say they're going to win. Last week we had 2, Chorley and Dulwich. Grimsby let us down. It could be the same this week. All 3 might win, I don't know. But that's where the value is in non-league football this weekend, and they're all good prices. So fingers crossed, and I will be back Sunday. That's it. Bye for now.